I noticed halfway through the third round, once I started putting pressure on him, I was able to close the gap because he's a lot taller than me. And when he kept me on the outside, he made it a little difficult. But somewhere through the third round, when I started to put the pressure, I was able to close that gap, slow him down third round. Even though I think that's the round I went down in. Yeah, he was still. We both traded punches. He was more hurt than I was. I just happened to lose my balance, And fourth round, I came out putting on the pressure, and it's like I said, I closed that gap, I closed the distance, and I was able to get to him.
Yeah. I mean, it did seem like you had a little trouble with your balance for the first 3 rounds. A couple times you're back on your heels a little more.
Yeah. And everybody shot for 3 rounds. You know what I mean? It's the after the 4th, 5th round, you get to see what kind of a fighter someone is. And I showed you what kind of fighter I was after the 3rd round, coming up off the canvas and being able to put the pressure and being able to knock out the guy that has all the knockouts.
It was a long layoff between your last fight and this fight. Did that have anything to do with it, with you getting into your rhythm?
No, it didn't. I just I started slow, which I shouldn't have. Like I told myself I wouldn't. But I'm kind of good. It's kind of good I did start slow because I didn't make too many mistakes. Once I got warmed up and put on the pressure, I knew I would be okay regardless of the layoff.
Who you want to fight next?
You can read that.
I want to fight. I'll fight anybody. I mean,
hey, I'm the only person who has to.
Whatever fight is going to get me higher in the ratings in the WBC or the IBF or the VA, whatever fight's going to propel me to a higher rating, I'll take it. And hopefully, with the showing I had tonight, not just winning, but winning by an impressive knockout, even being down in the scorecards. I hope I can get a really good fight in the near future.
I mean, you busted his nose up real good. I mean, he was bleeding out from his nose. How bad was that cut? Looking at it up close.
I think I might have broke his nose with just a stiff jab alone. Early on, he was able to keep his distance from me, and the only punch I can use to keep him off me was a really hard, stiff jab. And once I started putting the pressure and using the jab at the same time, that's when I was able to bust it up. And it seemed like once I broke it open, every jab I hit him with made it a lot worse.
I actually think the damage came at the end of the third, though.
Yeah, when we traded right hands, unfortunately for me, my glove touched and I got the knockdown scored against me. But that shows you the heart of a champion after being able to come up off the floor and the next round coming out and taking out the guy. Typical New England fighter.
Now, I can't remember. You've been knocked down in a fight before this, or was that the first time?
I got a knockdown like that in my pro debut. Same thing. My glove touched the floor, but it was nothing serious. I was never really hurt.
Okay.
I mean, how strong was he? You going in there, you tangled up with him, or you got wrestled with him on the inside?
He had punching power, but he wasn't physically strong. If I wanted to, I could have threw him over the top rope. That's why you see when we got close, I would get punches off on the inside because he wasn't strong enough to keep me off him. But as a puncher, he punched really hard because he's real tense, he's real stiff, and he's one of those guys that put a lot of power on every single punch. He didn't throw one soft punch that whole fight if you watch it.
How soon do you think you're going to be back in the ring?
As soon as possible. I'll be back in the gym within the week, and hopefully my manager Brett Hallenbach and my promoter CES can get me back in there as soon as possible.
We're looking at November 22nd.
I just found out November 22nd.
November 22nd.
Well, a lot of time before the fights.